We're going to head back towards Mildred's house, but along the way, I would like to talk about this stone right here. Now, initially, I was struggling to find out more information about this stone from a direct search, but I eventually worked out that this is a partial spelling of a longer word, and that word is in the Greek language. The word that it spells out is Abraxas, and we have heard the name Abrax in a previous video, and these two stones are more commonly known as Abraxas stones. Now, Abraxas has been found inscribed on numerous different charms, amulets, and stones, and they were believed to hold magical properties. And I also found out that Abraxas has been inscribed along with Yao on numerous different stones as well. Now, I will go into more detail about Abraxas shortly, but before I do, let's have a word with Mildred Walker.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? I think Daddy looks a little better today. Of course, it might just be wishful thinking. I should show Daddy what I've brought. I have a surprise for Daddy. Daddy, you must remember this, the day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me, my first ever excavation. Where should I put it? Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway. Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you. I hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Ah, hello little foxy.
Good day.
Yes?
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you. Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Farewell.
Alright, let's hunt for these flowers. I do know of one location where we have seen some white flowers. Now, Abraxas is known in many different forms, in many different cultures, and Abraxas even predates Gnosticism. And Abraxas is known as an archon, as a god, as an aeon, and also as a demon.
This looks like it might be elderflower. This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Now, in the 2nd century AD, some Gnostic sects personified Abraxas and started a cult that was sometimes associated with sun god worship. So that might be what we're dealing with here.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
I wasn't sure whether he's being arsy with us or not. Or he just could be in a rush.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
Where is Father Roach's tower garden?
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere, for safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
I found out my father visited Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman? I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewley briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
What do you make of these stones?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
These box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind. Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
This must belong to Mrs. de Plancy. That's not mine to interfere with.
That hasn't stopped you before. Now, let's move on to finding this spare key. Father Roach seems to enjoy the works of Shakespeare, and in particular, Romeo and Juliet, who he has mentioned a couple of times now. If we take a close look at this plaque.
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet. This plaque is surrounded by cracking plaster.
Let's see if we can remove that plaster.
I think I can chip away at this plaster. There's a key behind here. This has to be Father Roach's spare.
You see, Thomasina does not mind crime as long as it pays for her.
Father Roach had hidden this key behind the plaque. A small bunch of elderflowers. Capital. Wild garlic, fennel, corn mint, borage. Quite the collection. Father Roach has amassed quite the collection here. I don't wish to disturb it.
And yet you still do.
A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need. This is just what I need.
See what I mean? She will not disturb his collection unless it's something that she wants.
I should put the key back. There. I hope that stays on. A handful of flirtwort.
Alright, let's head back towards Mildred's house. Now, one thing worth noting is that some ancient Gnostics describe Abraxas as the god above all gods. I could go into more details about Abraxas, but I will save that for another time, possibly.
Good day.
Yes?
I think I have some flirtwort here.
Show me. Aye, that's flirtwort, all right. Let me know when you found some elderflower, too.
I have some elderflowers here.
Show me. No, this is not elderflower. It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh,
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Farewell.
Alright, time for plan B. Part of the confusion with trying to find the translation for the second stone was the strike through of the Z, or Z, depending on where you're from. The Greek didn't help either. But after looking at more Abraxas stones, I've seen Yao and Abraxas on the same stones in several occasions.
Good day.
Hey up.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I'm a blacksmith, not a cattle farmer.
Quite. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Button pies!
It's only thanks to Jane that I've gotten as far as I have in this enigmatic place. Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
I'd like to see that.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Told you I could do it. Here's your apple back.
I'm very impressed.
Maybe we can use Jane to cause a distraction.
The worm has found a new home within the holes of the rotten apple. The worm is happy in his new home. I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm!
I wonder.
This looks like elderflower to me.
Oi, put those back!
Sorry.
You'll pay for any damaged goods.
Sorry, miss.
Right, maybe it's time for plan C. We now know that this lady has elderflower. We just need to fine-tune our plans a little bit.
It's the apple I gave to Jane. Hello again, little worm.
We can't steal the elderflower outright, but maybe we can replace them.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm!
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
And yet you talk about it right in front of her as well.
The scene of my crime.
Alright. We are done here for the moment. Oh, no.
Hello.
Good day.
Do you have any milk for me, Mum?
Not yet, Miss Tompkins.
Oh dear.
No sign of Mr. Ambrose?
I'm afraid not.
I did not mean to do that, but at least we had some extra dialogue. Is that Robin following us? I wonder if it is the same one from the village square.
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over. There you go. Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the area in question. It works wonders.
Thank you very much.
Hi there. No distractions now. We are heading right back to Mr. Bryden's farm.
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try. Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again. I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange. Stand well back, lass.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
There you are, lass. Some fresh milk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
That poor goat is getting a bad rap. At least we didn't have some sort of George Stobart situation.
I've got a pail of fresh milk here for you, Miss Tompkins.
You haven't?
Here.
Mum, you've saved my hide. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. Any road, I'm heading back to Panswick Manor now. Would you still like to meet his lordship?
Very much so.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then. Come on over. It's not much further.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bint. Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea? Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeping before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
Poor Miss Tompkins. Now this building looks old. I would like to know a rough idea of when this was built.
Miss Tompkins looks more anxious every time I see her. Where is Lord Panswick?
Sorry, Mum. I can't talk. Miss Fenchurch is ever so mad at me.
How very bucolic. I've no time for frolicking with the flock.
There's always time for frolicking.
Some fine-looking flowers. It's a symbol of some kind. A moon, perhaps? That is well out of my reach. Miss Fenchurch is a cruel-looking woman, her face set in a permanent scowl. Hello there.
Bugger off, you whelp. This is private land.
I was wondering if it might be possible to speak with Lord Panswick.
Are you deaf, girl? Don't make me fetch the guards. They're armed, you know. By Christ, you're like a dog with a bone. Do you want to get yourself shot?
I can assure you the only things getting shot around here are the pheasant. And perhaps the odd grouse. Greetings, my lady. Lord James Panswick, at your disposal.
You're Lord Panswick?
As I live and breathe.
You could have told me that before.
What is life without mystery, Miss Bateman? A predictable stagger to the grave?
I was imagining someone...
Much older and far less handsome?
Yes, to be frank.
See? I can read your mind, my dear. Now, may I ask, what brings you to my manor?
I wanted to ask if I could borrow some of your labourers.
Oh? For what purpose?
I intend to excavate Hobb's Barrow tomorrow, and I'm in need of some assistance.
An excavation? How very delightful. We're in the middle of our own works right this minute. Follow me, Miss Bateman. Come along. I promise I don't bite. For generations, this chapel was a place of unique devotion. And this was until some of my more ungrateful ancestors forgot him and abandoned it.
Why did they abandon it?
Men of great wealth and power can grow so comfortable that they forget they still need the divine. The sacrifices required to maintain such a relationship were no longer being made. The chapel soon turned to rubble, and with time, even the villagers forgot him. His influence endured, but only with the isolated few who lived on the very fringes of these moors. Believe it or not, my family's fortunes have dwindled ever since. Since I succeeded my father, it has become my life's work to restore this place of worship. With this sacred place rebuilt, he shall be venerated once more, and the name Panswick shall be uttered again across all of England. He guided the hands of my ancestors. Now it is time for him to guide us. Bewley is a godless place.
Have you forgotten about St. Edmund's? Father Roach might disagree.
I shall bring him back to these lands, and this chapel shall be his seat once again. A new world.
But it seems like you wish to bring back the past.
From out of the old world shall come the new, a greater truth. But I digress. Horace, my dear fellow.
Aye, your lordship.
This fair lady here is in need of some assistance. Would you and your chaps be up for a spot of digging at Hob's Barrow tomorrow?
Hob's Barrow? Aye, your lordship, 'tis no bother.
Good man. You're in luck, my dear. These are my finest, and they're all yours.
Thank you. I am grateful.
On one condition.
Yes?
I've heard wonders about Mary de Plancy's Bakewell puddings. I'd rather like to try them for myself.
Your lordship, you're giving me the help of your men in exchange for cakes?
Yes.
But...
Farewell, my beauty.
Wait!
Alright, thank you, I guess. At least he is being willing to help us. Almost too willing.
Is his lordship joking about the Bakewell puddings?
No, miss. His lordship is a man of folly.
How ridiculous!
He treats you all right if you do what he asks. Please let us get on with our toil. If you do as his lordship requests, we'll help you tomorrow.
They have some decent equipment here. It will be more than useful for the excavation. They have some decent equipment here. It will be more than useful for the excavation.
Alright, so we can't interact with them. The next step now is to get some Bakewell tarts.